But now it's going to be time for us to switch over to Group B here. We have mintyrug versus hunu going at it here, and both of these players with some experience here in competitive SpyParty, both with a lot of fun victories under their belt. I think this will be mintyrug's first game, but hunu does have a game already under their belt, and they're going to be playing here, trying to advance their chances for bracket.
Yeah, mintyrug is actually a late entrant into the Summer Cup. We had a dropout, and so mintyrug replaced into this group. Group B, remind me, during predictions, were there people saying that Group B was going to be a group of death or not?
I think there were people who were going to say that every group was going to be a group of death, but here I think this is definitely going to be one of them. We, of course, have Kadi, who needs no introduction, a huge matchful player here, one that is ascendant, I think it is fair to say, given their game count so far and the success they've seen. Simo is a veteran of the game who's been around for a long, long time and just kind of entering the competitive scene at this point, but with a ton of game knowledge and experience under their belt. So lots of obstacles here for both of these players to navigate in this group.
Yeah, Simo already has 2 wins under their belts, so technically they're the favorite for first place, but I think second place is going to be an all-out brawl between these other 3. It's just absolutely crucial for both Minty or Hunu to win this match, particularly Hunu. If Hunu loses this one, it's very likely they won't advance, because at that point they'll have 2 losses. It'll be practically ruled out. For those of you just joining us, the match format here for the group stages is going to be 8 games. We have 2 games each of Ballroom, High Rise, Library, and Courtyard, 1 game as Spy, 1 game as Sniper. The winner is the first to 5, but we are going to see all 8 games played out. The full scoreline will be used for tiebreaker purposes in the future.
All right, well, like we said, it'll be first on Ballroom here. mintyrug starting off on the Spy side, Hunu starting off on the Sniper side. mintyrug playing as tapped. Hopefully we'll see some quick moves here around the Ballroom in 3, 2, 1, playing it. mintyrug, drink in hand here, is going to try to track down our seduction target, who is Alice. We'll land in conversation right next to her here, and we'll go for a quick flirt. That will be a white test for 34% to open up the game.
There's a lot of colorful triangles in this conversation. We had the Ambassador, the ST, we have the double agent here with us. Ambassador leaves. We weren't quite in range for the standing bug, but it would have been tempting if we were. Now the seduction target leaves as well, and the question is, are we going to chase her for a timer flirt, or are we going to wait and hope that this conversation fills up for a good banana bread? Right now it's just us and General with the double agent, but if someone else joins, could be good. Also have the option to split after this contact and go for a bug on the Ambassador. We're entering the conversation. We did a purloin in the aftermath of the banana bread as well. We enter here with the Ambassador. I wonder if we're going to go for the trifecta and do a bug, but no, Minty has decided that one hardtail was enough.
Yeah, but we do pick up the flirt here all the way up to, I believe, 85%. We get the highlights, and that could be a highlight related to the purloin. It could be a highlight related to that conversation entry next to the Ambassador. Whatever it is, we are now a pretty high suspect, and that's very fair, as we do have the purloin in our pocket, but not a lot of lowlights coming off for the purloin. Unfortunate for Hunu. And now I would not be surprised to see Minty timer flirt this. We were clearly irritated when the seduction target left the first time. And after that timer flirt, we can just try to go finish off our inspects and dare the sniper to shoot with a minute and a half left on the clock.
Yeah, and I think Paratroopa in chat is saying Minty could have done the bug on the way into conversation. I think that might be correct. I think the sniper was probably preoccupied with the lowlights, with the purloin, with other things. I think it probably already looked like we could have done the bug, so I'm not sure it would have been much worse if we actually did it. Good news, though, there is a minute 45 left, and we have 3 missions done. So even if we are a suspect, we can idle for a bit, or not. We can just go to center statues and dare Hunu to shoot us. It's a very suspicious position to be in, but that mission win counter is going to be popping up very soon. Hunu doesn't even want to wait for it, takes the shot.
Yeah, Group G is behind us. We're now in Group B, and here we don't idle. Here we do missions. In line here to finish the mission win countdown with more than a minute left on the clock. And Hunu completely on top of this, taking that shot there for the suspicion of the purloin, maybe even suspicious of the bug. We did have the real contact, and just no hesitation at all, not even waiting for us to put down the statue. The shot comes off, and it's a really nice shot from Hunu to open up the set.
All right, with that, we're going to be moving on to Hunu's spy game here, playing as Pearls. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, and it looks like here Hunu is also going to try to track down our seduction target. We will not, however, follow to bookcase. It would have been 3 at that bookcase, and we just didn't want to risk it. And so we're going to stay in an empty conversation. We're going to idle out of it. Not going to go for this bug. That bug extremely difficult to hit. And instead, we're going to walk over here to the left side of the venue. Will we go to statues this early? It looks like Hunu will. Center inspects here with more than 3 minutes on the clock. Will presumably pick up the highlight, but this is at least progress done. And Pearls as a highlight still has a lot of options of moving progress in the game.
There's really no reason to assume that we will pick up a highlight for this against Minty. Minty is more of a behavioral sniper, and I don't think she's particularly concerned with mission progress at all, from what I know. So when you're considering which snipers to get your early center inspects against, this could be a good one.
Fair enough, and we'll join conversation here. Our seduction target joins right next to us. That's lovely to see. We'll pick up a green flirt here for 51%, 2.5 minutes left in the game. We're being offered a drink. We're just going to go ahead and take a drink here. Not going to try for any kind of purloin. Again, we're in a really good position here. We have a green fingerprint off of this drink. We hit the difficult. Very nice job there from Hunu. That's a bunch of greens now that count for stuff. And we're going to just timer flirt this, see if we can hit another one and finish off flirt here, right now.
Getting a difficult print from a drink just always feels like the best position to be in. They are the hardest prints to track, and I think most snipers are not really going to be crediting or even watching for that difficult drink print if anything else has grabbed their attention. There's no way for us to know what Minty is thinking. However, I would say behaviorally we haven't looked very suspicious so far. All we've done was statues and then stand in one conversation for a while. So it's possible that we're really not very much of a suspect.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. We haven't really done anything that would make someone think, oh, that's a very spy-like action to take. We took a drink, we stood in conversation. A minute and a half to play now. We're still going to have to find, though, a second print. Ambassador not really giving us any help, just staying in this conversation as well. And so we might just go chase our seduction target and try to finish off flirt while we're waiting for that second print to become available. And it looks like that is what we will do. Enter conversation here next to our seduction target. Will we go for a fast flirt? Or are we going to wait? No, we go for the flirt immediately. That's another green test. 100% flirt done. Minute left to play. We still need to find the contact. Double agent is wandering off to the left-hand side of the venue and entering a conversation, but alone. So we're going to have to book it over there if we want to catch him. And then we still need one more print.
Yeah, okay, we do make it over to the conversation before the double agent is able to leave. At the moment we make it over there, mintyrug highlights Wheels, possibly indicating that she thinks this is the real double agent. We're the only person in conversation with an SDA at all during this banana bread, so we pick up the obvious highlight for it. The question is Minty going to shoot for that for one more fingerprint, or will it make her think that maybe someone was just doing a fake?
It's such a weird contact when you're the sniper and you see that only one person has real. And at this point, we may not even get a chance. 17 seconds left, and we still don't have a print. Ambassador just standing there on top of the briefcase. Ambassador finally leaves. You have to go get this briefcase immediately. We want to get the print, and indeed we will. No hesitation from him who picks up the briefcase, and it looks like the shot, yes, it'll come off immediately. mintyrug all over us on that game. And the last fingerprint, the accurate mission count there, and the shot comes off with 5 seconds here left on the clock.
Yeah, Minty had absolutely no choice but to take that shot. Hunu had no choice but to take that briefcase. He knew that it was likely to get him shot, but with only 12 seconds left on the clock, there was no indication that the sniper was going to shoot anyone else, so he made the only play available. That game could have gone just incredibly differently if the SDAs and conversations had been kinder to us for a contact, or if the ambassador had left the briefcase alone a little bit earlier. But things didn't go Hunu's way, and he managed to lose the point despite the green drink fingerprint.
All right, well, we will split Ballroom here. Snipers win it, but now we're heading over to High Rise. And High Rise is a little bit of a spy playground. So much time, so many options for things to do. And mintyrug will be starting off on the spy side again here as Pearls now, but on the opposite side, Hunu behind the sniper rifle. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And we do have fingerprints on, purloin off, and an immediate bug. The bug doesn't take. I'm so surprised it doesn't take. Just slightly too far away from the ambassador in that time of chaos bug. No obvious indication from Hunu that it was seen, so we may have gotten away with it, but really unfortunate here for Minty that that bug didn't land.
So here we are getting our first flirt at the green bookshelf. We are only getting 31%. Minty probably thought that she was close enough to get the full 33 or even just a 32% there, but we were just slightly an inch too far away. That's really not what you want to see. That's just going to make it harder to get your flirt done for the rest of the game.
Yeah, 31% means we do need a green test to finish in 3 flirts. Otherwise, it will be 4. We do have a highlight onto Boots for finishing center inspects, and Minty was staring that down. So aware that Boots has that inspects done, we pick up another white test. That's 62%. One more chance for green. We'll go for this bug. We will not. Instead, we go for a split out of conversation on a contact to get this briefcase. mintyrug moving and grooving here, going for the fingerprintable briefcase. We get a highlight now from Hunu. We get the fingerprint off of this, of course, and we're going to try to return it to the ambassador. Ambassador holding statues. We need to stop, and there's the stop from mintyrug. Put down the briefcase, and now probably go chase our selection target. Try to hit this green and finish that mission.
Well, we have picked up a highlight, but I feel like Hunu's not really certain about what he's seeing. You know, you really have to ask yourself as the sniper there, did the spy really just do a BB split on high rise? You know, a BB split is something you do on venues when you hope the sniper won't notice that you split, but high rise, it's just super visible, and to split into the briefcase, definitely Hunu's watching pearls, just might not be sure, is she actually the spy or not? Meanwhile, the seduction target left us in the conversation. We weren't able to get the flirt at all, but that does mean the seduction target went for the briefcase as well and has a fingerprint of her own now.
Yeah, we'll be offered a drink here at Paintings. Looks like we will go ahead and take it. Is there a print on this drink? I'm not 100% sure. It looks like there is, and we're going to get it here. That's fingerprint done. We just need one more green flirt, but look here, safety off, and I think it's going to be very difficult for us to survive this. We have a minute and a half. We might want to pace this a little slow.
Yeah, Minty has been going really fast with the pacing so far this set, but you have a minute 20 left. I think you could wait a little while before doing your flirt, but there it is. The flirt comes off 96%, but if we reach 10 seconds after that flirt with no shot, that means we would have won. We would have won if that was a green test, but the shot does come off 10 seconds, over 10 seconds later.
Yeah, that's an interesting shot there, and I think it just says, you know what? Going back through my memory, I'm pretty sure this is the spy. Maybe we didn't catch one of the flirts, and so we're just nervous about what exactly the flirt count is. But whatever the case, it's a shot onto the spy there for a spy that very well could have been done if that first flirt were just slightly closer, or if we'd hit a green, or any of a number of things had lined up. So a good shot there from Hunu taking the point, and mintyrug, despite the fast pacing there, not able to cool it down and pick up that last mission. And that will be 2-1 here as we move into our next high-rise game.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I feel like that's 2 games in a row now where some sort of circumstances outside of the spy's control really affected them. I mean, I guess the action test is in your control, but when you lose like that, knowing that if you had just hit a green at any point in those flirts, that you would have won, it definitely can be rough. We have Hunu now going to be spying as general. Let's get started with that in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and general here going to take control, just land here at bookcase. We still have Prince on, Purloin off. Both of these players preferring to go for the soft tail versions. And Hunu now will walk over to the right side of the venue. There's not a lot of people here for us to really interact with, so it'll just be an empty conversation stay, waiting for our seduction target, who is Orange Sari, to decide where she's going to go, and maybe try to find a chase. But as our idol expires, we're forced to move, and it will be to Painting here. No, it will not. It will be to bookcase, and give us a chance to pull a green book.
Yeah, the good news is there's already people who are starting their Softel progress. Red Dress did inspects. I thought she might go for statues again, but she's just off at the windows. Ponytail's got a fingerprint now as well, and we are just idling. Idling is good to lower your suspicion profile, but I would like to idle while at least getting a first flirt. So hopefully we can do that sometime soon.
Yeah, our seduction target puts the book back. Here will be our chance. Where is she going to go? It looks like it will be into our conversation, but across from us, we'll pick up the immediate flirt anyways, and it's a green test for 28%. That helps a little bit, but still a very far flirt. We have this book in our hands. We can't go to statues, and that book's also going to make it impossible for us to get drink prints at some time later. And so I suspect we'll be seeing a book return here shortly as our seduction target pads into center statues, definitely making a note of that as well.
That's definitely good news for us that someone is going to center statues. Sari definitely didn't look like she was flirting at all in the first minute and a half, though, because she spent so much time off on her own and not a lot of time in that conversation across from us. We're going to go put the book away now. We don't really want this in our hands. I think that's a good choice. With just 2 minutes left here, we need to be able to go flirt and do missions whenever we want to, and so the book would really just get in our way. At this point, it's very valuable to rejoin Sari in conversation with the double agent, but she leaves. We're just going to go there anyway. We're going to stand right in front of Ponytail, which looks very strange as well. I think that's the sort of thing that Minty might notice.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. It looks like we're holding on this contact, maybe waiting to see if Orange Sari will join, and it looks like she will not. Just pathing right through the conversation circle and then back to books, and the conversation circle starts to break up a bit. I don't think we can take this contact at this point. Minute 23 left on the clock. We have so little progress. We have one small flirt, and that's it. And we haven't really, I think, at this point identified a frame target either. Clock is ticking down, and we're in trouble.
No, we've had a very uncooperative seduction target. She's just off at the bookshelf. Now she's at the painting pad. We can leave. We have to hope it doesn't look like we're bugging as we leave to join her if we do. But Hunu not showing any desire to go flirt. I think he may have accepted at this point that there's no way to finish it, and he's just going to go for a frame. Maybe not. We're stepping into the blue bookcase now. We can flirt while sipping the drink. It is a green, so we're up to 79% now. That's good. If that was a white, I would have said no. The chances of flirting are finished. But now, this is not impossible. We need the seduction target to go somewhere else we can flirt with them. We need to go take the contact, and then the only quick way to finish will be a bug. Even center inspects would be too much. So we need to contact now, go flirt, and then go bug. That's the only way to finish.
Yeah, we need to do it immediately. There is the contact. We're going to take it regardless of what our options are here. Toby is offering to us. That's a little strange. 15 seconds on the clock. We need to leave right now. But no, the shot's going to come off on Kane. The shot comes off on Kane, and we win with a Sif shot.
We were bailed out there. Oh my god. I don't think Hunu thought that he had any real shot of winning that at that point. Let's take a look and see what Kane did to pick up a highlight.
Fingerprint briefcase there, it looks like.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to presume that he may have gotten another fingerprint at some point. Possibly. But either way, he is talking when that banana bread comes off. Oh no, he starts talking immediately after it, actually.
Banana bread.
All right, well, that will be still a spy win, though. And even if you get bailed up by the party, sometimes part of the play for a spy is making sure that you draw the game out as long as possible. You make sure that you have as many people in for banana bread as possible so you can try to set up those opportunities to come your way. It's a lot of luck, but you have to make room for the luck to hit you. Meanwhile, here on Library, this game is one where you have to make a lot more work to make something like that happen. It will be Minty here, starting off as green dress, Hunu behind the rifle, and still tied up 2-2 in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And it looks like we're just going to bounce around here for a bit, enter, and then immediately leave conversation. And head over here next to our seduction target, who is Boots. We'll pick up a quick flirt. It will be a green test for 51%.
Yep, that's a nice green flirt. And of course, what we're used to here from Minty is that, you know, she's going to pick up the pacing a lot. Definitely not someone that we're going to see going for a timer flirt. Moving along here, it looks like we're eyeing up the ambassador, hoping that we can take some sort of bug, but when the ambassador lands at the bookcase, we know that it's going to be a no-go, so we just wait over here. We have two options now. We can go join the double agent, wait for a contact, or we can try to chase the seduction target. She's reading her book here, so we are going to be able to pick up a flirt, and this time the circles are close enough. The white test, we are now up to 85%.
Yeah, that's good flirt progress here on Library. You want to make that steady progress early on in the game so you're not stuck in the last minute and a half trying to find your selection target. We'll go ahead and pull a blue book out here. Could be thinking of some kind of move here with the book on Library. If we can cook it for a long, long time, a lot of snipers will have a tendency to forget what's going on with the books, and we will take it away. That's nice to see. But now with the book in our hands, it locks out the statues. So heading over here, we may just try to get a flirt done with our seduction target if she gives us the opportunity. Just get that mission out of the way.
Yeah, this is a good conversation. We can... No! The seduction target leaves right as we are about to enter, and so Minty just diverts and goes over here to the bust instead. But she does actually decide to join the conversation because it does still have the double agent in it. And look at these other full conversations, both with SDAs. This is a very, very good contact. We split from it, pick up the low light, and then it goes back to a neutral as Hunu reconsiders. We've put the microfilm away in the wrong shelf now. Not going to push our luck with a bug passing by the ambassador there, but it looks like we've gotten away with the microfilm and the split, at least enough to be a neutral light.
Yeah, that's really good progress here. We only need one more floor to finish off. We can get that anytime we want. And even here, even with 2 minutes left, we should start thinking about finding that contact. The contact can be extremely punishing on library if you get a little bit of bad luck, and we have seen these players have to deal with bad luck in the past. We also start thinking about that 5th mission. A little late to start. Okay, well, this will help. We'll go ahead and go for a white time ad and bail in the windows immediately. I don't think we were seeing it windows, so even if this time ad is noticed, it's just going to be low lights coming off, and no obvious indication yet from Hunu the time ad has been noticed at all.
Yeah, even without the timeout, I think we were in a pretty good position in terms of time, and so I think we still are. The flirt shouldn't be a problem, and we're only going to need 2 more missions after that. We have a hard tell done, though, so one of those missions can theoretically be a soft tell. Hopefully we'll get the opportunity to do fingerprints, or if not, you can just go pick up the center statue. And otherwise, the bug is always a nice opportunity, and with 2 minutes left, we should be able to find one.
Yeah, we'll join conversation here with our seduction target. We have a chance to finish this mission off. We're going to request a drink as well. So maybe some plans here for that. Toby being dragged all the way across the venue. It's going to be a long trek for the waiter there. But we do finish off Seduce. We're going to be offered a drink here. What is Minty's plan?
Well,
there's the drink offer.
Yeah, the ambassador is in sort of a safe spot there. I don't know how much Hunu needed to be watching them. It looks like we hit a green purloin there, but it's pretty much right on screen for the sniper, I think. The laser was right there at the moment of the reject.
Yeah, the purloin has come off. We got a couple of highlights coming. We're hidden behind this pillar. The sniper can't actually really see us here. Just a little bit of a hint, and there's the highlight now coming off. We are in the purloin chain, but we have a minute and a half, and we just need to send our statue inspect to finish this game off. If we can finish it early enough, it may be very uncomfortable here for Hunu to try to take the shot, but we're just standing here in conversation, minute 20 now to go, and this party has not been narrowed down that much, but we do have a small number of highlights here that may be suspects for the purloin. We need to capitalize on this before the clock gets too low.
Yeah, when I look at Hunu's laser and see how much it's moving around, I definitely feel nerves. I think that Hunu knows that Irish was in the reject chain, but I do not think he's certain that she's the spy. Minty hiding behind the pillar, doing another green time ad here. I don't know if that was necessary, but to me that indicates that Minty's plan is not to finish missions. It's to just hope that someone else who is a purloin suspect goes and does something and gets themselves shot.
This is so interesting to me, and I think it may all come back to that transfer. When the laser kind of lingered on us as we did that transfer there, Minty may think that she's a huge suspect at this point, when I don't think she really is. And that may be influencing our lack of desire and just running over and finishing. Instead, we're going to pick up a fingerprint off of this book. Minute and 8 still left to play here. Fingerprint's still a viable way to finish this game without going to statues at all.
I feel like the laser is watching us, though. I feel like when we were walking alongside the ambassador earlier, it was following us, and then at this book, it seemed to be guarding us from microfilm. We miss a pad back there, but it's behind the pillar, so it wouldn't really be noticed anyway. But I feel like both players are very nervous now. The ambassador going to be leaving another print here on the green shelf. Hopefully General doesn't smudge it. We're having more problems here with the window pad. But Ambassador walks away with that green book. If they put it back in the next 30 seconds, we can get a print. But otherwise, I don't know what the Ambassador is going to be touching with the book in their hands. It might start to get very, very difficult to finish.
Are we going to time ad again? We're down to 19 seconds, and mintyrug not willing to go to statues. Is going to go to the window, and we're going to time ad again. It's a white test here. The beeps will stop. That can let off a lot of lowlights. We're seeing retreating from that window pad. This is so suspicious here. mintyrug drawing out this game. Another missed pad over at Sculpture. We're going to pass by the Ambassador. No bug will come up, but it doesn't matter. That's enough for Hunu to finally take that shot onto Irish and finally close out that game.
That game was a roller coaster. I mean, Minty's time ads behind the pillar were going so well for her. None of them were noticed or even suspected, I don't think, until that last one. Meanwhile, when you think of Minty's progress throughout the game, the microfilm she seems to have gotten away with. Because she had that microfilm done, it put her in a really good position to not get shot for finishing, fingerprints if she finished them. She wasn't able to. Hunu was seemingly on top of the purloin chain, but wasn't certain about it. There's just so many ways that game could have gone, and that was one of them.
It certainly was, and I doubt we'll see this next one go in exactly the same way. But anything can happen here in the Summer Cup. All options are open to us here. Hunu, by the way, is going to be starting off on the spy side as Sick and starting right next to the Ambassador and right in front of the laser. Let's see who's going to blink first. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. No bug attempt here.
Oh, go ahead.
No bug attempt here in Chaos, which I think is a very reasonable idea. Hunu here in a really good position. Only has to pick up one more win to clinch the entire match. Already has the draw. We're at this green bookcase. 4 minutes 15 here to play on Library. And Hunu is going to put this book back, I suspect, and go try to find some progress elsewhere.
Well, here's the thing. You say Hunu only needs to pick up one more win to secure the match, but this is the exact same position we were in the previous set. We had a player down 1-4, and they pulled out 3 games in a row. Especially when you consider that 2 of these 3 games are going to have Minty as sniper, which is technically the favored side statistically. Hunu goes for a bug here as the Ambassador enters. Did not take, does not seem to be suspected either.
Yeah, we go for a second bug. The second bug does take. So Hunu, really wanting that bug in that conversation, manages to finally find it, and I'm not sure if it was particularly seen or not by Minty. We're also staying next to our seduction target. We're up to 51%. We could be just trying to timer flirt this out and hit a 2 flirt. That would be really good progress here on Library. The briefcase is also sitting out there next to the bookcase. So lots of options. There's the flirt cooldown. We go for the flirt, and it is a white, 85%. We will need one more flirt. Briefcase looks like will be taken. Hunu's going to need to find somewhere else to be unless we plan to triple timer flirt here.
Yeah, I don't know if we really need to do the triple timer flirt. It really won't be hard to do another 15% later, so I feel like staying here is maybe playing it a bit too tentative. The seduction target leaves anyway. They're going to be going for the briefcase. I'm not very worried about it. I feel really good about the fact that we already have one hard tell. So I think at this point, the seduce, the contact, you should be able to get those. And then you can maybe do one more soft tell, fingerprints or inspects. And then the question is just if we're going to go for a purloin, a microfilm, we could do a swap finish. I think we have a lot of options.
Yeah, we definitely do. 2.5 to play. We're in conversation with the double agent here. We could go for this contact. There are some people out, but this is Library, and we will go for the contact indeed. Conversations do break up a little bit after we started, but there's the banana bread. Some lowlights here coming off, especially onto Dooku as a highlight for statues, I believe. Lots of lowlights here, but how many will we actually take? It can be so difficult to take these lights on Library. And in the meantime, Toby's nearby, but not offering to us, so I don't think we're going to see banana bread purloin here quite right now.
No, I think at this point, the inspect swap is a pretty good option. There's still a lot of time left on the clock. But mintyrug using some of her voodoo there, giving us a highlight here, as well as Ponytail, who was next to us.
Yeah, I wonder if this is just tracking drinks or if this is really some kind of level of suspicion. We switched to the right of this path a couple of times towards the Ambassador, but no bug will be coming off. We need to go finish our flirt. We're chasing our seduction target here. We'll land in conversation, through conversation, I should say, but still in conversation with them here. We'll pick up the flirt, and as you mentioned, we're close to the statues. We could just go for the inspect swap with more than a minute left on the clock and dare Minty to find it and dare Minty to take the shot. Gonna be rough, though, as we're a highlight. Minute 15 to decide what to do.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, your other options are closing. I don't think that you have enough time to do fingerprints unless you have very good knowledge of where they are. And the microfilm animation would definitely be off the table, and a direct transfer also feels really risky. So for me at this point, I feel like it's either an inspect swap or purloin into inspects. And I think Hunu's just going to go for the inspect swap here. You really don't want to have 40 seconds to do another mission after these inspects. You just want to finish it right here. Minty knows she has to be watching for it, though, and we don't get the proper animation that would block the statue, so Hunu makes the correct call not to go for the swap. That's a correct call, great, but that means you have 30 seconds left to find something else, and it's suddenly looking very dicey.
Yeah, purloin, I think, here is going to be the option. We go ahead and request a drink. We're a little bit behind the pillar here, but not enough behind the pillar. It's a white purloin, and the shot comes off immediately from Minty. All over us, had our number there, and the snipers are going to go ahead and split library.
Yeah, that purloin was just unfortunately not going to work. The sniper's attention was really just not split elsewhere. The ambassador was totally, completely safe. Just no one anywhere near him except for a low light. There was no one else doing statues to watch. There wasn't really anyone at bookcases. So Hunu made the only play that was available, but again, it just wasn't going to work.
And that does mean here that mintyrug still in this set, still with a chance to bring it back to a draw, but is going to have to sweep Courtyard. Courtyard, like Library, not traditionally considered a venue that's easily swept, but we've definitely seen that it's possible. And it looks like here it's all going to be to play for with mintyrug on the spy side as queen. And we'll get right into it in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And mintyrug padding by those statues, not interested in stopping on the pad immediately and maybe trying for an instant swap or anything like that. We're just going to join conversation, we're going to work on joining conversation with our seduction target, but we're going to decide, you know what, never mind, and we're going to stop here at the window pad, maybe catch our breath a bit.
Well, we actually could have made it in there. There's a spot right there between Boots and Kame. We totally could have gotten that, but we decided to cut our losses. We still are worried about fitting in there, but I think we're still close enough for the closest range flirt here. There's a green test. It's up to 51%, so everything worked out in the end.
Yep, everything's fine. We're fine. We have no problems here. We do have 2.5 minutes left to go. Quite a few highlights wandering around. The briefcase will be returned here by Twin, so no chance for us to return it. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see us sit here on Courtyard. We hit the first green, maybe trying to find a second, although we are in kind of a weird place in the conversation. We're going to left with banana bread. Instead, it's a pretty decent contact. We're going to take 2 lowlights. Will we assume real here on the left conversation? It looks like Hunu not willing to lowlight Sari and Twin.
Fake lowlights on them, though. Meanwhile, we've done a purloin there in the aftermath of that banana bread. We're walking away now, but we do pick up a highlight.
Yeah, this is looking a little rough here for mintyrug. Those fake lowlights, I think, are just a little bit of color. I don't think it's going to impact our play all that much, since we are, of course, not one of those 2 people. But we're going to go here, get our next flirt. It will be a white test and an immediate shot. Was that for a flirt pair plus the purloin? That's a very nice shot there from Hunu, and that secures the point, and that secures the match.
Yeah, I was just trying to go back and take a look at the moment of the purloin there when Hunu rudely interrupted me with a bullet. But here it is, the aftermath of the banana bread. It seems like Hunu had a pretty clear view of where the guest list was. Takes those fake lowlights on the Twin and Sari before watching Disney take the list. So seems to have a good look at the fade, good enough to have low-lit Disney there. And that's why Hunu was just so on top of this that he was willing to take a shot for the flirt there.
Yeah, just solid sniping there on Courtyard. A decent purloin attempt. Hitting those greens on Courtyard can be really strong, but being able to catch the fade on that makes it so much easier. And now Hunu just going for the tiebreak game, not for this set, but for the entire division, just hoping to earn as many points as possible here as Plain Twin. And mintyrug sniping to try to pick up a game as well. Every single one counts. Here on Courtyard in Game 8 in 3, 2, 1, playing it. It looks like Hunu will take control quickly here, and we will drive all the way around Courtyard, try to find our selection target windows. We stop very short. We'll pick up a white flirt. This will not be for very much. It's 23%, but we do get it done before the selection target leaves. No reason not to. We'll be offered a drink here. Will we go for something ridiculous in the beginning? No, we will not. We will just take a drink here. Hunu going to play it a little bit cool.
Yeah, this is someone who is clearly worried about being flirt paired. To maintain that level of distance at the windows there, Hunu doesn't want to give Minty any reason to shoot him. Here we are with the double agent. The other conversations are very full, but ours has only the twins, and the SDA is not in. So hopefully we don't go for a banana bread right now, because it would be death.
Yeah, it absolutely would. And so Hunu maybe thinking, yeah, this doesn't look, I can't tell. Oh, no, the banana bread will come off.
Banana
Oh,
bread.
Let's see what
no. The SDA is still not in conversation. They're off there at the windows. They were checking their watch at the moment of the banana bread, and I'm sure Minty could see that those two full conversations on the left and right had no SDA, and we're just the only one. This is the second time this set that Hunu's been the only person in conversation with the double agent during a banana bread.
With conversations that are just so full. I mean, this looked like a fantastic banana bread, and we pick up a stealth highlight from Minty for that banana bread. So we are a huge suspect, and Minty doesn't even want us to know that she's onto us now. We pick up a second flirt. This one will be green for 74%, so that gets us back on track for our flirt progress. But it's going to be so difficult for us to complete here. The only way we can do it, and this is something that you might want to think about when you get a contact like that, is to let off a fake sometime later.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the only person in conversation with the double agent in your conversation, you have to know there's a chance that the SDA isn't in. And even if the SDA is in, it's still going to be not that many people who have a reel. So I think if Hunu's smart, he might go for another banana bread at some point. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to win. And in all the time we spent discussing this, there's a minute left on the clock now. We're still going to need to finish the flirt. The ST is not in with us here. And then we're also going to have to do the inspects. We're also going to have to do another mission. It's all looking very unattainable at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to be so hard. 48 seconds now. We do finish flirt, but that's flirt and contact done. As a highlight, we're going to go to statues here, pick up a pair of inspects, but that will leave one more mission. We can pick up one fingerprint off of the statue, but we'll still need one more. And getting a fingerprint here on Courtyard in 30 seconds is not the easiest thing to do. There will be the inspects. Put the statue down. No swap, but we're going to take the shot anyways there. Minty has had enough. Decides, nope, this is the spy. And Minty keeping it close, earning 3 games in this 5-3 set.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot risk that. If it's the only person in the venue who has a contact and they go to inspects, even if you don't know that it has a fingerprint, even if you think you know their fingerprint count, that's just a shot that, again, Minty had to take. Bringing it back 3-5, very, very nicely done, but Hunu very well played to get the win here. Minty's definitely a very intimidating opponent because you never know what she will do on either side, and Hunu definitely kept his nerves in check and did what he needed to pull out the win.
Yeah, so both of these competitors, good games. Both of the competitors in Group G, Rob and Rio, good games as well. And good sets, lots of different styles of play here, some rushes, some very patient games. Everything you want to see in a pair of sets like this.
Yeah, and so with that, that's going to bring us to the end of our stream for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to the competitors for allowing us to cast your games and sometimes make critiques on them. And thank you to Corvus for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And we will be having more SpyParty streams coming up this weekend on twitch.tv/SpyParty on Saturday and Sunday. You will be seeing casts of the SpyParty Competitive League, I believe, as well as tomorrow, Saturday, here on twitch.tv/SpyPartyFans. There will be a cast of the Hidden Cup, which is in the second half of its first round. If you are interested in playing SpyParty, it is available at spyparty.com or on Steam Early Access, and you can join our Discord at discordgg./SpyParty. Have a good afternoon, everyone.